Alright. It's me. It's Lord Thunderpork. I'm still alive, believe it or not. And we're gonna play some more Create Astral. Because I've missed this. I think this is us. Probably. Sad about the music. Boom 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 boo doo 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 boom boom doo 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 boom. What are we up to? Right, okay, so since you've last seen me, I've traveled, I've gotten sick, stuff has happened, I was recording an episode, and I just... yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a lot of work. The whole point of the series was not editing too much, so... Hi, it's me, I'm Lord Thunderpork. We're playing Create Astral. Our goal is to get to space, to other planets. We've got a squid farm in the distance. Well, fish farm, really, for food. We've got a train that we want to use to get there. And we've also got this lumberyard, lumber shack thing. So that's pretty nifty. And I was thinking today we'll make a little more progress on the lumber shack, because we need some wood to then work on the train. That's the plan. Let's get to it. It's nice to be in this world again. It's nice to see the windmill over there. And just, it's good. I love the Create mod. It adds so much rotation and life to Minecraft. I've been going back and forth between this train, which we can see up in the mini-map over here. It's called the Pig Island Express. I forgot I did that. I love that. We have been going back and forth, and I've been getting my feet wet, and I don't really want to do that. So let's use some of this wood to make a short little bridge across the gap. I think this will be great. We've got the front of the workshop here. We've got the path from that area over to here. So I think a bridge right about here makes a lot of sense. This seems like a pretty nice shape. I think our boat would just barely fit under there. Give it a try. Oh, nice. More clearance than I expected. That's great. Because the stone middle part will probably be a little lower. That's perfect. Okay, good. Let's try placing some stone and see how it looks. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's quite nice. I quite like it. It's a nice slope. We've got the wooden trim, and it's thin enough for our boat to go underneath. Yeah, this is good. I like this a lot. I just learned something. We're adding stairs for detail, and if you're in the water, oops, if you're in the water, it takes a long time to mine. But standing on a boat is the same as standing on a block. You can mine much more quickly. Isn't that interesting? There we go. That's a more interesting shape, and it's more symmetric. We've got some lampposts up there, we've got a centerpiece, and we're using stairs in an interesting way down here to give it some depth. Cool. We gotta get the classic Create Astral sneeze. Let's have our tree planting zone back here. That'll look kind of nice, I think. We'll patch up this tiny little pond bit. Oh, we'll grab some dirt. Nice. There we go. I'm trying to keep the terrain as natural as we can, just to make it a little more lived in and believable and this sort of thing. Don't pave over everything with the power of industry. But we'll keep this one here. This one's quite nice. Maybe it'll be the centerpiece. I wonder what that is. Is that glow lichen? Is that in this game? It is! Look at that. It's pretty cool. This is the sort of thing I like about this mod pack. I noticed that my crops are grown, so I'm going to grab a special tool so I can harvest and replant them. This kind of thing just makes me feel nice. It's a nice way to relax after work and life and everything. Yeah. The place where I'm living had a bit of flooding recently, so we're in the middle of figuring out what to do about that, and it's nice to Nice to have this world to come back to and just relax for a little bit. He says getting spiked. That's good. I think we'll call it pretty soon here. Getting a little bit sleepy. So we'll finish up placing that dirt and then we'll continue our comment tradition. Quite like that I get to just scoop materials off of conveyor belts when I need them. Grabbing gravel over here. Grabbing cobblestone by standing up by the mining operation over here. It just feels good. I also like how we're being aesthetic. Like we're keeping a space between the bamboo so that we can still walk through it nicely. This world will be quite nice. It already is. We're almost done for the day. Oh, there goes a yawn. Hello. Goodbye. I've decided that unlike most Create tree farms I've built where we have a single rotating thing and around it there's a big arm that swings and we just plant trees, saplings everywhere we can, I'd like this one to look a little more aesthetic. And so what I'm thinking is we block off patches of growing area using gravel because saplings can't be planted there. So that way we'll have trees that grow not in one thick cluster, but with space between them, like they should. So how far out can we go? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, okay, yeah, so let's extend this to 4. And let's say that on the inside, we'll have a ring around here. Gotta go get some more gravel, but the thinking is we'll have this space for a 2x2 tree. This could be a space for a 1x1 tree, like a rubber tree, because we'll need the rubber sap. And then the 2x2 spruce trees to provide the bulk of our lumber, and the color as well, I quite like. And we'll keep doing that. We'll have a gravel pattern with spaces of grass, depending on the different kinds of trees we'll grow. Oh, and how are we going to decide to plant rubber here and spruce here? We'll give the deployers here spruce and the one over here rubber, so that we control that way. Alright, why don't we go over to the gravel zone and read out some comments? That sounds mighty fine to me, I think. See what I mean about being easy to walk through? Oh, so nice. Okay, let's pull up those comments. Oh, it's nighttime. Huh. Okay, let's get our bed. We've got our comments up on the side. So they're all from 6 months ago. Can you believe it? Feels like so long. Let's just start scooping up gravel. I'm so happy it goes to our inventory, by the way, not in the hand. Ace's P says, for the clay farm, instead of using a conventional redstone item sorter, I think a tunnel block would work better. Also, a funnel might be thinner than the glass. The funnel thinner than the glass has to do with the fish farm. And you're right, a funnel is thinner than the glass, but I had some trouble with fish falling back out when I used it. Good thinking, though. The tunnel block for sorting, this is also something I tried in like 3-4 months ago when I first logged on. Anyway, I appreciate the tunnel suggestion, but because there's not a nice way to filter on the tunnels in this mod pack, I wasn't able to get that to work for the automatic sponges, so sponges are still semi-automatic. You know, why don't I show you guys how that works to remind myself. So last time we found the biggest deal ever, which is that we can combine sponges with sand. We can combine a wet sponge with sand, specifically. And what happens is they mix with the sand to make clay, which is incredible because clay is a very useful resource in Create. Clay is one of the 3 alternative recipes for creating andesite alloy, which all of these machines use. And so creating clay in a renewable fashion, because Sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second. Sand is created by adding another, what are these called? Millstone. Another millstone that takes gravel and turns it into sand. We're able to completely automate clay, which is pretty huge. Another way that we would have done it usually is with dripstone, but that's not as exciting to me. So having this available. Anyhow, thanks so much, ASSP, for the comment. Appreciate the suggestions. Keep them coming. Lurky, didn't know you were playing Pokemon. You saw a dolphin and immediately went to catch it and use it for its powers. That is hilarious. That made me laugh so much the first time I read it. Last episode we caught a dolphin and decided to make a superhighway with it. Thanks, Lori. Appreciate the laugh. Honorable Fool. I wonder if the fish suckinator, great name, could be built on a gantry system to cover the entire river. Industrialization at its finest. This is a great idea. I love this idea. Instead of having a stationary fish suckinator apparatus, we could put it over the river. That would be really cool. And have it move, like move from place to place. There's a mod called Valkyrian Skies. Or Eureka? I'm not sure. One of these mods. It allows you to create contraptions that move while still working. And I wonder if the fish suckinator would work with that. In this world, we'll probably try your suggestion, Honorable, with some brass when we get there. That's a pretty big unlock for mobility. Thanks for the comment. And finally, free spaghetti. We gotta find some way to slow your recovery so we keep getting more of these episodes. Well, hopefully, I am not going to be producing this only while sick. Like today, for example. I'm just tired. And, you know, that's maybe not a great place to be, but we're having fun, we're relaxing, and we're recharging a bit. Thanks everyone for the comments. It's so good to hear from y'all, even though it's 6 months delayed. And I'll see you in the next one. We'll probably finish up the tree farm. See you then.